Ladies and gentlemen, it is your mate Narlan here. Welcome to another Skull and Bones video. Now don't go anywhere, stick around because I haven't done a video in the last week or so, and there is a good reason for that. So stick around, don't go anywhere, don't adjust your YouTube, just stay here. And I will tell you why I have taken a week to do another YouTube video. Now today we are actually doing one for the newbies. Alright, so today we are looking at the most efficient way to get pieces of 8 when you do not have manufactories and you don't have the ability to generate a lot of pieces of 8. And the reason why we're doing this video, ladies and gents, is because of my friend Empty, and I'm going to give a big shout out to my friend Empty, who I play Hell Let Loose with in TFMC, which is our clan in Hell Let Loose, and Empty is one of my fellow comrades from TFMC, and he's been playing Skull and Bones. Now, the issue for Empty was that he didn't have enough pieces of 8 to upgrade his frigate, and you can't trade pieces of 8, so we have been grinding it out with Empty so he can get his pieces of 8. So without further ado, and I'm saying adieu because somebody in my life told me that I have got to stop saying adieu, so without further ado we are going to go and do a convoy. And I'm going to show you one of the best ways to get pieces of 8 is doing these Dead Man's convoys, or these Moonshiner convoys. Now, there are several ways to get pieces of 8. As you see, I'm going to ask for help as well. I'm going to call for help. See who turns up. Now, with these convoys, each time you kill, well, I shouldn't say kill, sink one of the convoy ships, you actually receive pieces of 8. It's about 300 pieces of 8, I think, per ship. So that gives you about, depending on the size of the convoy, you see here we've got, what, 4 ships plus the Manic Moonshiner. That gives you about 12 to 1500 pieces of 8 per convoy, which is pretty significant. I am getting hammered here, which is not ideal. Now the other thing here is that you will notice I am using long guns, and these are the Nash cars. So I have done a video on the Nash cars, and I have basically decided that these are my guns for the moment. I'm going to have to heal here because I am getting absolutely nailed by these guys. And you will notice that I am also targeting the Manic Moonshiner. So the reason why we are targeting the Manic Moonshiner on these convoys is because you need to take him out first. Again, I have mentioned this in previous videos, but it is very important to take out the Manic Moonshiner first, because if you complete the convoy without taking out the Manic Moonshiner, first and foremost, then what happens is that he just sails away and you don't have the ability to take him out. So that's why. Right. Now, as we are battling away in this convoy, I'm going to tell you guys what happened to me this week and why I haven't done a video for a week. So, on about Monday, New Zealand time, which is probably about Sunday for everywhere else in the world, my TV decided that it did not want to work anymore. So, I got my nice little TV that I play my PlayStation on, and it basically decided, nah, we've had enough. I've had my TV for 7 years, and it decided that it just wanted to give up the ghost, and no more picture coming from my TV. So, for the past few days, I have been really just, it's been terrible. I've had to use a little tiny 32-inch non-HD TV. And believe me, that is not a pleasant experience, and particularly if you want to do YouTube videos for you fine people, it is not a great experience to be using a very small TV with no HD. So, as I crash into some rocks here, gonna have to turn around. There you go. So, anyway, the TV issue is now all sorted, and I am back here doing videos for you. So, to make up for the fact that I haven't been able to do videos for the past week or so, I'm actually going to do hopefully 2 or 3 videos this weekend, or over the next few days, to get these videos out to you guys. Right now, as we speak, it's actually Friday morning in New Zealand, so it's probably about Thursday wherever you are in the world. Unless, of course, you are in New Zealand. I do have quite a few New Zealand viewers. And hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I have had quite a few subscribers come on board, and I'm getting quite a few views on these videos, so thank you for your support. And I just ask you, if you are a new viewer and you do like these videos, then please, by all means, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and by all means chuck a comment in there. I do respond to comments, and again, I apologise. I know I've got some comments sitting there that I haven't responded to yet, but thank you for those comments, people. Please keep them up, and I will be responding in due course. But here we are with the Moonshine Convoys. So again, we're talking about pieces of 8 here for our for our new players. This is really a video for our new players and how to get pieces of 8 quickly. And as you can see, we are slaving away. I am by myself here. I think somebody has turned up to help out. But the whole idea here is to try and take out Mr. Manic Moonshiner first. I'm not doing a lot of damage here at the moment. We'll hit him with the rockets and see what that does. If you have been watching my videos, you'll know that I am very much in love with these rockets. I do like them quite a lot, and have been using them consistently ever since I got them. I think they're called the Storm Vigil. And the other thing as well is, you'll notice I do use the cannonades on the side, long guns and standard cannonades. Now, I know that there are weapons out there that can do more damage than what I am using. I'm very, very, very aware of this. But personally, I just think, to be a little bit more historically accurate, I like to use cannons on the side. And I'll take the hit on that. But there are some good guns out there. There's some good demi cannons, and obviously there's torpedoes that you can overpower if you want to. But personally, I just like hammering away with my long guns. So as I mentioned before, this is a good way to get pieces of 8. Now, it is not necessarily the fastest and most efficient way to get those pieces of 8. What I have been doing with my friend Empty, and also my mate Bud, who me and Bud have been talking about doing a bit of a combined video at some stage very shortly, so keep an eye out for that, because that might even be this weekend, where me and Bud will be basically sailing around, finding some trouble, and having a bit of a yarn about the game and some different aspects about Skull and Bones, and things we like, things we don't like, and all the rest of it. So this is obviously one way to get pieces of 8 as quickly as possible, as Mr. Manic Moonshiner starts doing his thing, where he starts doing the explodey thing. The other quick way, now you can't do this if you're World Tier 1, so if you're a low level and you haven't made it to World Tier 2 yet, then you won't have the ability to do Fort Wolvenhole. So Wolvenhole is obviously another really good way to get pieces of 8. But if you are stuck in World Tier 1, you haven't upgraded yet, and you're still a low level, then the other way to make lots of pieces of 8 is to do Mega Fort Euston. And again, I do have a video on Mega Fort Euston if you want to go and watch that. But I will show you that on the map before we finish. Now, the other tip I have for you new players is to start doing as many hostile takeovers and buyouts, manufactory buyouts. Start doing as many of those as possible to start building your manufactory network, because once you have your manufactory network producing pieces of 8, you really don't need to worry about pieces of 8 ever again. At the moment, I think I'm getting about 200 or 300 pieces of 8 per hour. That's even when I'm offline just from my manufactory, so that's something to bear in mind. Now, I don't know why this is taking me so long to take out our mate, Mr. Manic Moonshiner, but for some reason this is labouring on quite a bit, so we will keep persevering here. It's always good to watch the gameplay. I do get a little bit distracted when I am doing these videos as well, because I am talking to you fine people. And what we'll do is we'll actually, if we can, we'll actually call for help as well, just to speed this along a little bit. I am definitely not opposed to doing these missions solo. I do quite enjoy it. Me and Bud actually do quite a few, well, we like to do quite a bit of solo stuff, but we also, the reason I don't do a lot of solo things as well is because if I'm in a mission, I actually want to give people the opportunity to get the XP and the loot that they want as well. So I say more the merrier when it comes to these things. Now, as you can see, these guys, level 14 and 15 guys that are with me, they are mainly attacking the convoy, which is not the right thing to be doing. They should be taking out the Manic Moonshiner first and foremost. Oh, so that is the power of, I should have actually braced there, but that is the power of Mr. Manic Moonshiner when he starts doing his big explodey things. As his health goes down, he starts doing those explodey things, and they pretty much are one hit kills. So unfortunately that means that my hull is damaged. Now, one thing I always do if I die is I immediately go and pick up all the stuff I need, all my loot, before I re-engage the battle. You can see here there's a treasure chest here from the convoy. So these guys here that are with me have taken out the convoy, one of the convoy ships. And as we pick that up, so 693 pieces of 8 for that one ship that's been taken out. Unfortunately, these guys are just going to keep taking out the convoy. I'm going to keep plugging away at Mr. Manic Moonshiner, and hopefully they get the hint and start taking him out as well. That's my new fireworks. And a healer's turned up, so that's always a positive sign. Alright, so that's the second ship down in the convoy. Not only that, you get the moonshine chest and the mysterious chest as well, plus some guild marks and some illicit moonshine. So 538 for that second ship. So that's approximately 1200 pieces of 8 so far with the convoy. Now, generally speaking, the convoy doesn't take too long, particularly if you've got ships that are all focusing on... Ooh, I don't like that latency lag that you get with the moonshine, with the Manic Moonshiner. So, generally speaking, this should take no more than about 5 or 10 minutes. And if you get a haul of about, I don't know, 12 to 1500 pieces of 8, that's pretty efficient. You need about 6,500 pieces of 8 per upgrade, roughly, when you're upgrading your ships. So what I would suggest to the newer players is that you just want to keep grinding and grinding pieces of 8. You can never have too much pieces of 8. In fact, I still need pieces of 8 to this day, even though I've got about 150,000, which I haven't spent. Having a lot of pieces of 8 is very, very important. Alright, so unfortunately they did complete this quest, so that was another 760, so you could almost say from that, now I've got my numbers completely wrong here as well, so it's around about 2,000 pieces of 8 for that convoy, and that's excluding the Manic Moonshiner, right? So what's going to happen here is, you see how I'm trying to hit the Manic Moonshiner and he's immune? That means that the Manic Moonshiner has been deactivated and we can no longer pursue him. So if we'd got the Manic Moonshiner as well, that would have been some more chests and some more pieces of 8. So a little bit unfortunate there that we didn't take out the Manic Moonshiner. I was hammering him the whole time. As we go into port. So around about 2,000 pieces of 8 for that mission there. Now, as we're sailing towards that port, the other way to make a lot of pieces of 8 pretty quickly is to do Megafort Euston, which is right here. So if you have a look there, if you activate the plunder on Megafort Euston, you can get around about 2,200 pieces of 8 for completing that. Euston is very difficult to do by yourself, so if you are doing Megafort Euston, you want to call for help. If you're in World Tier 1, the issue is in World Tier 1 is that with newer players, you don't get a lot of people coming to calls for help, whereas in World Tier 2, there's a bit more experience there, and you can quite easily have you know, 5 or 10 people turn up to do Megafort Euston. So that is a little bit of an explanation as to how to get pieces of 8 quickly. So we'll just go to the map and we'll just have a look at a couple of different things here. So if we have a look at my smugglers network, you can see I've got a whole bunch of pieces of 8 here waiting to be picked up, 750 there. I will need to run around and go and pick up all my 8s at some stage over the next day or so. Once you have your smugglers network, you obviously will receive quite a few pieces of 8. Now, we've got a hostile takeover opportunity in about 10 seconds time. So to have a look at your Helm Empire. If you're on your map, you just go to the right across to the Helm Empire here, and we will see. So we've had a few pop up here. So you can see here that there's a hostile takeover active in 5 minutes. You get 360 pieces of 8 for completing it, but once you've completed the hostile takeover, they become part of your Helm network, and you can then start producing pieces of 8. Just like this one here is producing pieces of 8 for me now. If I do this hostile takeover, which is actually this one here, then that is going to become part of my Helm network, and you can see all these different parts of my Helm network which are all producing pieces of 8 for me, and you can see I've got 156,008, so I am pretty well okay there for the moment. So when you are a new player and you don't have that Helm network all set up, the best way to get your pieces of 8 is to do those convoys, the Moonshiner convoys, the one that we just did. Even these convoys here, or your boss fights that you can go and activate, you just fast travel to them and you receive pieces of 8 for possible loot. And just have a look at the rewards that you do get here. This one doesn't have pieces of 8, this convoy, but most of your boss fights will have pieces of 8. That's not the most efficient way. Obviously, you've got your Manic Moonshiner fleets here, which does give you pieces of 8, and your Mega Fort Euston. Once you get to World Tier 2, and you do have to do missions to get there, you can do Mega Fort Wolvenhole, where you get quite a significant amount of pieces of 8 as well. So, that's all for me. I will be doing some more videos over the next couple of days. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.